Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Convenience Brokerage. My name is Mohammed. In this video, I'm going to go over with the wheelchair information classes that you need to take. This is just for guidance for those people. This will not require you to get a certificate or anything by watching it on YouTube or any other video channel, but you have to go to class and get wheelchair certified. So this is going to be part 2. My job is to help you explain for those people who are forgotten the terminology and give you a quick reference or review before you take the real class. Hopefully, because you do have to take a test, so this way it'll be helpful for those people that do need help. So let's get started. So we started off page 6. This is page 7. Extra precautions. As a driver, you need to be securing your wheelchair passengers in a correct manner. You have to do, for example, number 1, regardless of which anchorage system you're going to use, it's always a good idea to have it to shake the fitting to ensure it's completely loaded into the anchorage. Make sure that the wheelchair doesn't move. Number 2, the anchorage should be free of dirt and debris as possible to reduce a false feeling of the fitting being totally engaged into the anchorage, which in fact may be only wedged in dirt. And always remove the refractor from the floor and place them into the wall pouch when not in use to prevent tripping hazards. There's also security system and inventory inspection. It is extremely important that you conduct a thorough pre-trip inspection of your vehicle. The security system is an essential part of the inspection. And number 3, it's very embarrassing to arrive at your first stop and find that you do not have the necessary tie down to secure a wheelchair or that the equipment is improper. Make sure you get that part. You don't want to come to the passenger and find out your system is not working properly, and you have to kindly tell the passenger, I can't help you out because of the problematic that you have. Inventory for each wheelchair station, you should have the following: 4 retractors with proper floor anchorage fitting, 1 lap belt assembly, 1 shoulder belt assembly, maybe in combination with a lap belt, possible 2 webbing loops, and 1 belt cutter. Keep that in mind. Inspection. The inspection should consist of at least the following 2 items. Check the retractor by pulling out the webbing to ensure they are locking properly. Number B, check to ensure webbing is not cut, frayed, damaged, or contaminated by polishes, oils, or chemicals. Number C, check the metal parts are not worn, broken, or cracked. Check pin connectors brushing to ensure that they are not cracked, broken, or missing. Now, number E, check that all mounting hardware such as bolts, nuts, etc. are secure. Number F, check floor anchorage, ensure cleanliness and securement. Number G, check shoulder belt anchorage for proper securement and operation. Number S, check lap for shoulder belt webbing to ensure that it's not cut, frayed, damaged, or contaminated by polishes, oils, and chemicals. Number I, check buckles for damages to ensure proper operations. Number J, check male buckles, pin connecting, bushing to ensure that it's not cracked, broken, or missing. K, check any other parts of the securement system and accessories that may not be especially indicated in the checklist but are pertinent to a safe and operation system. Number 2, any part that are in question should be reported in place or repaired prior to departure. And after you have completed your inventory inspection, return the tie downs to the individual wall pouches to the other suitable container. See attachment for a list of preventive maintenance items that could be inspected on a scheduled basis. Now that you have inventory inspected the QRT Max system, let's take a closer look at how everything operates when we actually secure a wheelchair. Now, if you have to familiarize yourself with the QRT Max system, that's one of the systems you'll see in a wheelchair passenger vehicle, especially with the TLC now. The QRT Max retractors are automatic, self-tensioning, and self-locking. Number 2, the webbing is wound around a spool that is spring-loaded, so that any movement in the wheelchair while the vehicle is in common will be systemically adjusted through these automatic features. Number 3, the pin connected on the top of each retractor is for connecting of the lap belt or lap shoulder belt depending on the type occupant restraining system you are using. Number 4, the red release lever on the contractor may be depressed and either your hand or the toe of your shoe. Number 5, in most cases, a toe of your shoe is the easiest way to tell, as it allows you to use both hands to disconnect the J-hook and support yourself if caught in a confined space. And the J-hook must be attached to a solid frame member of the wheelchair. So to keep that in mind. Number 9, some wheelchairs when the transit option have defined anchorage point built into the wheelchair. These attachment locations are identified by the hook system that is indicated on the securement point. I'm not going to go over every point. It's a lot of points to go over, but these are some of the points you have to remember. Let's go to number 18, some of the important points. The add of the lever attached to the pin connection of the rear retractor. These are some of the things you have to follow in order, obviously, to keep that in mind, because you are using a wheelchair to hooking up a person so that they don't end up like dislodging or moving on their own. so you have to be very careful. So some of the points you have to use, and this point step by step, it teaches you what to do. For example, when you have to secure the wheelchair, it tells you, for example, I'm going to read certain points. Now let's secure a wheelchair. As you're aware, there are many different brands, styles, and models of wheelchairs. Certainly many of them are a challenge to secure, but your concern will be reduced after you make a closer look at the securement points and the ease of the use of the QRT Max. So this QRT Max is a certain system that they have installed in cars where they are accessible to all wheelchairs. Certain ones are not, but QRT Max is. It tells you how a wheelchair is on board your vehicle and what station facing forward, how to hook it up. It's for the center in the rectangle, number 3. It's formed of the 4 anchor points on the floor. I mean, it tells you exactly how to secure a passenger, and there are figures that you can see over here that tell you what to do. For example, figure number 1, figure number 2, for 3, it tells you the directions and everything, how to secure a wheelchair, what angles you're supposed to have, how to restrain the wheelchair from the body, what to do, what not to do. So that's very important. So again, these are certain points. You have to go from 1 to 27. Then obviously they tell you exactly. It's a lot of points. Again, it's not really certain things that you want to read, but it's always good to review. And I'm just gonna go over certain points of this. It's really a step-by-step method. You won't really know what to do until you do it yourself. Honestly, these are steps that should help you. I mean, it's very difficult to understand what it's talking about until you do it on your own. That's how I say it. Let's read the securing the occupants. I'll read all the points over here. There is not a lot, but still, it's a lot of points to read. Securing the passenger will always require some minor physical contact with the person. Always tell them what you are going to do and ask them to assist you if they are able and willing to do. Provide a little practice, you will find ways to reduce physical contact as much as possible. Number 4, the regular lap and shoulder belt is a very easy and straightforward to use. Begin by attaching the shoulder belt to the wall anchorage unless it's already attached. You will note the shoulder belt has Velcro on the edge to prevent it from dangling on the floor. And remember, if you have an adjustable shoulder belt anchorage, the belt attachment point always slightly higher than the passenger's shoulder and at least even in the rear tied down. See figure number 4. And the lap belt may be installed as one of the piece by attaching the buckle, or it may be installed as 2 pieces. You will develop your method easier for you, and it may be very depending on the passenger, the type of chair. Now, I'm going to go over one of the points. Securing the passenger. You don't want to touch the passenger. I'm going to keep that in mind for those people that don't know. If you, let's say for example, you're touching that passenger, the passenger can say that you tried to her sexually, like contact with them or anything. They could say anything they want. So you have to be very careful. Your job is to have minimum physical contact. Better recommend don't even have no physical contact at all. If they could do it, if you give them instruction, they could do it. You know what? Perfect. If they can't, if they need help, then ask permission first in order for you to do something. You don't want to be finding out that you're gonna go to court and give yourself a hard time. I mean, you don't want that part. You want to ask permission first. If you can record it, that's excellent. If you have a recording in the camera, for your protection, always have something digital to record yourself just in case. It could be a bad thing. Does not tell you it's coming. It comes unexpectedly. So having a camera, a dash cam in your car recording certain things, and the passenger does say something in the future, you can always show that I asked the permission, I followed the proper guideline, and I did protect myself and my customers for their safety. That that's the reason I have physical contact, or even not. But we're recommending don't have physical contact. Give instruction to the customer, and if they do need help, ask permission. If they say yes, then you could have a little physical contact to protect yourself. Other than that, guys, I'm not gonna go over all these points. It's a lot of points to go over, and again, it's gonna become very boring if I go over every point. You could actually pause the video and you read it on your own. For silence better off rather than me reading it to you. So this is the wheelchair part 2. I do have part 1 as well. Check out my channel. So this is just for refreshment for those people that took the course, or if they're planning to take the course. It gives you a little bit of idea, because they do some wheelchair training course will make you take a test. So it's better off to have something to visualize and see at the same time, and rather than just going there one day and just taking the test and not be able to do good. Everyone does pass, but it's just depending on what school you go to as well. Thank you again, guys, for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any other questions, comment, concern, please comment, like, subscribe. I'll try my best to help you guys out as much as possible. Thank you again, guys, for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.